Hello, everyone, and welcome to aniview weekly, monthly, or well, to be fair, aniview anniversary. Hooray! It's probably 3 years since myself and Miniman took over. Unfortunately, he is here with us.
You kidnapped me.
And this is gonna be a sort of like a one-off podcast thing. We're gonna just talk about aniviews, the future of it, some behind the scenes, never before exclusives, etc., which probably 5 people are gonna be watching. Hooray!
What have you done to my family?
So let's get right into it. We have literally no idea what we're gonna talk about. So I'll kind of start off with the most simple question. Hopefully we'll get the ball running with that. How did we get started? Like, how did we take over this channel? Or more specifically, how did Rob steal this channel and then kind of made me do all the work?
I didn't steal it. I acquired it. Oh man, it was a weird thing. It was back when Leon Liesel were doing stuff, and they were just doing podcasts and stuff like that. And I owned a really shitty YouTube channel, as I always do. As it needs to be said, if my YouTube channel's not shitty, it's not right.
It's
Yeah.
something, at least.
Exactly. It needs to be, it needs to be dragging the internet down a bit. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job. So I owned one of my shitty YouTube channels, and I was like, Leon, Liesel, give me tips, because I was a shitty YouTube reviewer, as I am still. And they gave me tips, and they were nice, and we talked more. And then somehow I ended up starting podcasts with them and became their community manager. And then they just sort of went silent for like a year. I was just like, well, this is not good being the community manager for, something that all the community is literally only got one question, which is where the fuck have these guys gone? So then I just like sent them this little joke, which is like, I could just take over. I could just do that. And then about 6 months later, one of it, like I think Leon, or was it Liesel? Doesn't matter, fucking man. I think Leon just sent me a message, which is just like, yeah, all right, here's the username and password. And I was like,
No, so...
wait, what am I gonna do with this? So then I thought we were like keeping it going as like a temp thing for them, and then it turned out they just abandoned it. So I was like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I just we just did stupid videos for ages, and then did podcasts, and then time went by, and I made Help Plus instead.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I kind of got started off actually watching ONV, the whole live streaming thing back in like Justin.tv and then like
How long
Ustream.
ago did I work on that?
You were there for quite a while. I mean, this was like I was still in high school actually. I was just doing my GCSE, so it was probably about a good 5 years ago maybe. It's
What's
quite
really
a
funny
long
is I've
time.
never been a popular YouTube anime reviewer in terms of like views and stuff, but I've kind of been on like everything.
You
Like I've
must.
always been in the background somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, no offense. Like, I'm not taking this to it. Like,
Take the
Miniman.
piss, mate.
No, I'm not taking piss. I'm just saying, like, I've noticed this. It's like he's always sort of jumping channel to channel, channel to channel. Like he had Miniman 12504 channel. He had like always anime review center. He was working at the Puddle of Slugs, and he was at Aniview Reviews, and now he's at Hell Plus. Most likely he'll jump that shift to somewhere else. But I feel like he's found finally a home where he can do his stuff. I
Yeah.
got inspired by ONV. Like, I really love Brent Newhall's stuff, and I still do. It's a shame that I can't watch his live streams because American time. So I can never watch it.
Yeah,
It's too
yeah.
late.
He's
And I
starting
just
again tonight with them, apparently.
yeah, well, we're here
Yeah.
doing this though, unfortunately.
I know, we're here doing this because we're cooler, because he doesn't invite me on his shows anymore, which proves that we're better.
And actually through ONV, like I met some really cool people, and then I think out of the blue I said to Miniman at the time I was doing my own little sort of news podcasting things by myself,
Yes.
which are all gone. Unless I prioritized everything so no one can ever see it again.
I saw them so happy.
And I asked Rob, like, hey, do you want to do some podcast? And we kind of formed a friendship from there. And
Yeah.
surprisingly, this is a weird thing. I just realized this is the first podcast we've done in about probably 2 years now.
It's
The
been
last,
it's been a
yeah,
long
the
while
last
since
one
we've done
we
one together.
the last one we did was the Xbox One unveiling.
Yes, which was what's the name of that show? Ultimate Super Fun Times Review Show for people who are secretly bats inside George Clooney's mind of the brain of the slug, or something like that.
Yeah,
It was
it
something
was brilliant.
completely mental. It was like a first anniversary of on like the channel name. Oh my
Yeah,
god, that was so long ago.
it was really long ago. I actually have the Xbox One unveiling podcast on my phone because I like listening to it. I think
Yeah,
I,
it
I
was
do
funny.
I do like how interactions. I think it's really good. I think it's a genuinely good listen.
It's one of our better ones, but
Yeah, it is.
yeah, like God, I totally forgot how long ago it was that it was the Brent Newhall days when I used to work on ONV.
Oh, it's really long. I was in high school still. It's
That's
very long ago.
mental time long ago. I forgot that we met from ONV. I kept thinking we met from Aniviews, but that made no sense because I hired you on to Aniviews.
Yeah, and like you said, like he hired me on. He told me that he got the rights to it, and I didn't really know about any views, and I was kind of doing semi-anime related stuff on my own channel. I think I did a Haru Suzumiya review and a Disappeared Haru Suzumiya review,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you said like, hey, do you want to come do this?
Well,
And I thought, yeah,
well,
sure.
like I said, it was always a thing that I was just like you wanted a place to put your videos out there, and I was just like, when you again, I always thought it was a temp thing.
Yeah,
So I was just like, oh, we're just temping, holding on to the thing. So, we'll just post a couple of our videos, keep it alive for like once every couple of months, and the silence won't be gone for a bit. And yeah, they never really came back, did they? Never got a message from them since.
yeah. So we've been doing our own stuff. I've been looking back at all the videos in preparation for this. I'm like, I kind of like the fact that you can kind of see a progression of my review style. Like if you go back to
Yeah,
the Future Diaries review, you can tell first off the audio is a lot better.
yeah,
My reviewing style has improved a lot. Back then I was a lot more nervous, and you can kind of see the confidence has really grown inside of me since doing this. I kind of feel like I'm a bit more of a confident person ever since doing the whole anime reviewing thing.
yeah.
You can kind
You've
of tell
definitely
it.
you've definitely sort of grown out of it.
Um, but yeah, like we just been doing it since, and I was doing most of the. It's kind of like an unwritten rule. Even though I remember you did a review, which you then deleted, which was I forgot what it was called now. It was basically about these two characters who couldn't touch each other, and you had this sort of like weird like.
Oh, Hotarabino Morie.
Yeah, that one where you had like this really weird scoring system, like it was just a mathematical equation. Like I can't do
Yeah, it was.
trigonometry.
It's huge. It was a huge mathematical equation, which I was just like, because I pointed out that like the problem with scoring systems is that they simplify it too much. So I created this massive mathematical system, and then I realized, wait a minute, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. So then I just gave up on numbers forever because I hate numbers. They're pointless.
Yeah, it kind of became like an unwritten rule where you were doing a lot of the sort of the podcasting stuff, and I was actually doing most of the reviews. I think,
Yeah, we sort of found our own little
yeah, you're much better at some of the
niches.
podcasts you've done than the actual review. I think your
I
reviews are
wouldn't I
really
wouldn't
good.
say they're particularly good on. I was sort of do particularly good on the podcasty stuff. You descended into madness.
To be fair, like if you technically go on video wise, I think Rob has more videos than me on that channel. Before the whole
Yeah, but
relaunch thing.
I was sort of there was less effort put into some of them compared to the ones that came out.
Yeah, and in the beginning we were actually quite. I would say we're quite popular. I don't know if the actual subscribers were watching us or just people who were looking for these anime
Well,
reviews. We were
I don't know.
we were
I
bringing
don't
in a
know.
decent crowd with the relaunch with it.
Yeah,
Like Mira Nikki, I think got like about
it got a
500 views.
few.
It got quite a
It,
few.
it got a few early on. I think part of the reason though I probably gravitated more to the podcast was of course because I came straight out of ONV.
Yeah,
And ONV I didn't make videos. I live streamed for it. So we were live stream hosts
yeah.
on that. So that's where that came from. And I think also my first job as community manager, we were doing commentaries, I believe. I think we are trying to get into commentaries. So that's where that came from.
Which is a really bad thing to do. Not saying your commentaries are bad. It's just that when people look them up, I think they're assuming that they want like director's commentary or like actor's commentary. Because every time we do a commentary, they get like millions of dislikes. Like I've
I
noticed
don't
that.
know.
Like I've seen how like
Really?
yeah, like my old remember back in the days we did the yeah, no one will know this, but we did like Phantom Recommend the Phantom.
They were the funniest things ever.
Yeah, but they like really disliked. People hated them.
Oh man. So yeah, I'll tell you what though, because I know that I've technically quit the channel, but I would totally come back if we could do a Future Diaries Another World one, because that'd be hilarious. The amount of stupidity in that show is just wondrous.
I think another question, since I'm just thinking off the top of my head now, was why did we keep to the old review style? Like we took over and we essentially kept what
Again,
Leon and
we
Liza
thought
left. Yeah.
we thought we thought we were sort of holding the torch as opposed to having it passed on.
Hmm.
It was about like a year after where we actually had a discussion. It was like, I think we're on our own.
At that point, we were doing pretty well. Like I think it was 2012 we took over, and you brought out a good few reviews, and we were bringing out. And the cool thing was that we were up to date as well. We were doing sort of newer anime. So like I did what was it? Mysterious Girlfriend X, which was
Yes,
quite
yes.
popular.
Oh, and
that
then we
time.
had the podcast with the creators of the
The
um
abridged series, yeah,
that was
that was
hilarious.
really fun.
Those are
I
really nice
almost I
guys.
almost bailed on that and I had to leave it to you, but luckily I was able to do it, because time differences between Australia and here is just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
that was really tricky to get organized.
It
That
was.
was really
That
hard.
was really cool. We kept with the whole audio reviews because again, it was the whole thing that people liked about it, so we tried to keep with it. And again, with the YouTube copyright system and like how Japanese are like with anime reviewing, they just really bring down the hammer a lot. So we were really
Yeah.
scared to actually put any sort of real videos. Even with audio, they just hate it. Like what the hell is that magical girl thing called? The one that everyone loves.
What, Madoka?
That one. That's completely gone, which is a shame. We can't even get it. I can't even download it. You know what I mean? Like we can't re-upload or
Yeah.
anything, which is a shame because it's just because of the music. It's like, oh god
Yeah.
damn it.
And it's always little things, and that's always annoying. It's been very interesting that we for a very long time really pushed the audio thing. I think it was a thing of Leon and Liza always very much championed it, and we kind of championed it because obviously sort of we're proteges of them. We sort of learnt from that, and for a very long time we kind of stubbornly refused to innovate without them. And I think, and then when I started to actually find my own style, that's probably why I left because I was like, this seems completely contradictory to Avi Reviews. I think it was good that Avi Reviews had a few months silence before you came back and brought it back because it needed that. I think it needed that sort of time to almost bubble down so that when it came back, it was something that was acceptably
Yeah,
different as opposed to just suddenly jarring. It wasn't a jarring thing when it came back. It was good to see it back. People were happy to see it back, and it was nice to kind of have it new and refreshed and actually innovated again because that's sort of what it's happened. It's got a nice bit of new life on it. You done well, lad.
yeah. I think we'll talk about why I did the new style a bit later on, like near the end. I think at the moment we're just talking about like our experiences with it. I think one question I think for both
Yeah.
of us to ask is what made us want to do anime reviews? Because me and you are really not anime reviews. We're more gamers than anime
Yeah, we were
reviewers.
way more good. Like especially now, everyone's always asked me, "What do you think of the like new season?" I was like, "I haven't seen the first four seasons. How the fuck would I know?" Like, and I constantly get annoyed on Hell Plus when people are like, "You're an anime reviewer." I'm like, "I'm not a fucking anime reviewer."
I've somehow changed from a gamer to, well, I'm still a gamer, but to an anime reviewer
Yeah,
somehow throughout this whole thing. It's really
I'm actually
strange.
going in the opposite direction. I'm going back and more into games
Yeah,
again
yeah,
in
that's
terms of
cool.
reviewing, but it has been particularly weird. I think it's just a thing of I started when I was a teenager and from learning from Neil and Liza and watching their stuff and enjoying their stuff, and then talking to a video and things like that.
Mm.
I just sort of gained a passion for that kind of lease of life, and then meeting all the people and things like that. It had a nice it had a nice little thing about it back then. There was kind of a sort of a buzz about it, and I think it was when you're a teenager and things like that, and it's still new to you, then you don't tend to worry too much about the flaws. You just kind of enjoy it.
It's kind of funny, like, we're here talking now, like, I'm 21 now, and he's
Yeah, I'm
like,
20.
he's 20, 21, so that. And,
Very soon, 21. Yeah.
yeah, we've been doing, like, this sort of stuff for a good number of years now, since we were,
I was
like,
gonna
17,
say
18. Like, we've
I've
been doing it
I've
for
probably been
a while.
actually reviewing and doing videos since I was like 14, 15.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same. Like, I think
But
I
like you can't find our videos, at least half of them. A lot of them are gone.
yeah, I took off most of mine. I was just
Most of
doing it
mine
for
got destroyed channel wise. Like I've lost a lot of channels over the years to copyright. AVGN died. Um, Not AVGN. No, it was something else. I can't remember the name. It was some acronym with A and G in it. AGGG. But yeah, something like that died, and then Mirror 2544 kind of didn't really go anywhere. And I had another one. What was it? Always News Reviews. Yeah,
yeah.
A&R went nowhere, and that died. A lot of stuff gets destroyed.
I think for me, I don't know why I got into anime reviews. You just asked me to do it, and I said screw it, and I just kind of got into it. It was fun because I was kind of just wandering around places, again like Rob was, like just doing some reviews of my own stuff on my own channel,
Yeah,
and I kind of felt like yeah, it's a bit refreshing to do anime reviews. And again, I'm no real animation expert. Like I say it multiple times in my own reviews that I can't really comment on the animation because I can't really don't know what to say really, because I just all I got to talk about is the story and the characters. Did I like them or not? And then sure, it's a good anime. I don't
Yeah.
really
Well, that's also
consider
what
it
we'd
technical
always really
aspect.
discuss. We'd often very much discuss that. Like we were always about stories and things like that. And
Yeah,
that's kind of, I think that's probably one of the reasons why I always asked you on because it was I think we shared sort of similar, not necessarily viewpoints on certain shows, but similar like ways of looking at stuff.
yeah.
Like we kind of enjoyed certain aspects of stuff, and obviously we got along very well as we still do,
Should we
probably.
should we talk about some behind the scenes stuff, like the worries and sort of stuff that we were kind of battling when doing this? Like, should we let the viewers know if anyone's listening, or like?
If you're listening, there was just a shit ton of stuff that happened. Andrew was always behind the scene was always very chaotic,
Yeah, because
but
at one moment we were like, let's make it
let's
completely
be
different.
serious, and then let's not be serious, and then let's reboot. Like we discussed rebooting like every 3 weeks. Um,
It was all over the
and
place. We didn't know where we were coming or going, to be honest, half the time.
yeah, but I think almost we both sort of grew from that at least unclear direction. I think we needed like those just years of just like what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, we were really scared to sort of step out, and I think that a lot of people
Well,
can
we
see it.
didn't we wanted to be the guys who were looking after it. I think there was a worry that we didn't want to be the guys who were saying, "Yeah, we're Leon and Liesel now. We're taking
Yeah,
over." We
yeah,
didn't want to be the guys taking over, and it was a bit of a silly move on us to be nervous. But I think it's one of those things that, of course, they gave it to us for a reason.
yeah. And
But
like, I'm really glad that the people who watched supported us quite well. Actually, I mean, we don't get like, again, we're not extremely popular, but we could like when we started off, we got a decent amount of views and some really nice comments. People did like
yeah,
our content. You know what I mean? It's good to see that we were accepted quite well, not sort of a lot of backlash, I guess. It was surprising to see that we were
yeah,
widely
yeah,
accepted, really. And again, we were always sort of. I don't feel like a diss to both of us, but like we were always living in Leon and Liesel's shadow. Like we were too
yeah.
scared to
No,
do something
definitely,
different. We never really
definitely.
wanted. We never really took it too far to say that we can do something completely different. We just
Yeah,
played it safe for a very long time.
it was very tricky. Like there's a lot of sort of lost videos of anime reviews that we weren't sure how we're going to do, or the scripts didn't go quite well when we were actually trying to script some more. And one time we tried to go something more comedic, and then we weren't sure about it.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know if you remember. Do you remember us trying to
I-
do the?
Perfect Blue, the
Yes.
Perfect Blue review, and we had footage around. I'm pretty sure I still have some of that footage around,
I think I
but
do as well.
it was one of those things that the review kind of didn't go anywhere. We were too busy focusing on jokes and not the review, and the balance was wrong. It was always really tricky, and there was a lot of trial and error. Like it's kind of interesting that kind of the new Ivy reviews and then Hell Plus have. So even though they're quite different, they have some similarities. I think they kind of come from the fact they both come from the same fuck ups. Like we both learned from doing the same things. We also collab with each other.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things that it's very rare. Like I think the funny thing is that the most unprofessional videos that we did were the ones that were the most us.
Yeah.
Like the Akanohana one. We know that as a review, it's technically the worst. Like possibly video on here. It's overly long. It's overly repetitive, and it's just all over the place. But it's the one we always cite
Yeah.
because it's the one where we were like, yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
We're
We
ruining this channel like properly now. Yeah.
we've created like this sort of massive in joke between the two of us. Like we just keep referring to it every single time. Like literally right now, he has bones
Fucking
as his
boats.
he has bones as his bloody
As evidenced
No, God, no.
by this picture of Bodes on a unicycle while the picture is doing a backflip to inappropriate techno music.
Oh damn it! I thought you forgot. You're gonna make me
Um,
do this.
Nah, I'm gonna be merciful, unlike Arachno Hannah ones. Yeah, there was a time where we were playing around with who's going to edit and things like that, and there was this wonderful time I was officially named the official editor, and consistently in reviews to annoy me, Harren would always say, "as evidenced by this picture of," and it would force me into all of these dumb editing situations. But like the Akanohana one, we were trying to get it out within 6 hours, was it?
Yeah, we were literally trying to get out
We
the
were
same.
racing that. Like he was in the Skype the entire time I was editing, and he was just laughing at all of this anger. He was like, "Why did we say put him on a dinosaur or things like that?" Like so many dumb things were put, and it was
Uh,
we that Akane Hana one was easily our most aggressive to get out, but it was the one we were so proud of because
yeah.
even though it's technically our worst video, it's easily our most personal.
Oh god, I remember. Oh, it was such a weird way of doing comedy where we just say what the joke is gonna be and then we just show the joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's,
As evidenced by this, and then we describe it and it's there. It's like
it's
that's not really good comedy, but it kind
what's
of
really
works.
what's really funny though is that all of those as evidenced by things are actually like the original inspirations for the intro sequences on Hell Plus. Like all of the here's an intro sequence stuff has always been like from the stupid era of like Obama 800 degrees techno music kind of thing. I still remember Obama deal with it 800 degrees techno music, word to your mother and your father. I remember that so clearly because I was just crying laughing.
Flipping awesome. Deal with it, Obama. 800 degrees. Techno music. Boom. Owned you all. Respect. Word to your mother and father.
Because when editing that original podcast, like that Akane Hana one, the original like recording for it was like 20 minutes longer, and most of that 20 minutes was just us laughing. So much laughter got taken out of that podcast.
It was a fun time. That is one of my favorite ones.
I think I think I think it's almost fitting that Akane Hana was kind of our swan song though.
Yeah, I guess. Well,
I think it's fitting. It was kind of us finally coming out of our shells, and it made sense that we both went in two totally different directions for it.
yeah, I think it was at that moment in time where you were kind of going off now to help us.
Help us, yeah.
Is that something we want to discuss? I don't know if you feel comfortable discussing it. Like,
Oh,
why?
totally, totally, totally.
What made you want to leave? And like, you know, what I mean, like, are you ever? Here's the thing, okay? Blah, blah. Here's the question, okay? Why did you leave aniviews? And in the future, will you ever come back or do a one-off review or anything like that, or what?
Oh,
What is it for you?
I'll always be around and like said podcast stuff for ideas for commentaries and things like that. Like depending on what content comes around, I'm always obviously around. You always ask me to do stuff, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it'll be like our reviews has always been. It's like in the same way that a talking video has always been a very sort of personal thing. Every reviews has been very much a stepping stone, and it's one of those things that it was. I think I left because I think it was kind of right. I don't think it necessarily needed me.
Hmm.
It was one of those things where I was kind of among the group holding it back because I wasn't sure what to do with it. And then when I wanted to push in a certain direction, I was always too scared that it would be away from a lot of people wanted, and you know, and also just want to talk about other stuff other than anime. And I thought, yeah, we could talk about games and things like that, but it didn't seem right. It just didn't seem right, and it seemed more like a thing of, like we used the Retro RLE channel to talk about games often, and I was sort of pushing my own stuff, and I wasn't sure really what to do, and then I kind of stayed silent away from it, taking kind of a break, trying to figure out what my style was. So I was working with the slugs for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did some videos with the slugs, and then Giguk did his anime being mainstream thing, and I responded to that in a sort of deadpan-y way, Charlie Brooker-esque, and that kind of became the precursor to Hell Plus. And that's sort of arguably the first Hell Plus episode, which was the anime is too mainstream now, but yeah. But yeah, I think also it was just like
It was time.
yeah, and after Akane Hana, I lost my enjoyment with a lot of anime. Found it very like the reason I kind of don't watch anime anymore is arguably kind of because Akane Hana to me pointed out the inherent problem recently, which is that like with so many people wanting to stall innovation,
Yeah.
it makes me not want to watch it anymore because just like I feel like I'm watching kind of something that's going to unevolve, like never going to evolve because of this huge backlash to the idea of its evolution. And so, it was like falling out of love with it, and having Akane Hana be the kind of swan song and that kind of thing, and Bodes and Bad Boys, the Bad Boys joke,
That is the
particularly.
best joke because it works so well. I love it. I was just
Yeah.
rewatching some of that old stuff like the that
Can we
part was
can
so good.
can we cut that out and put that back in for old times' sake? Can we get the clip from Bad Boys in?
Yeah, I mean,
We'll put it.
I'll rip it from the original source. It might be a bit blurry, but
Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
insert the clip here, and then the clip goes here.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, from
Police search warrant!
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Nobody now give you no break. Police now give you no break. Not the old soldier man now give you no break. Not even your eye now give you no break. Hey, hey, bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? Or what you gonna do when they come for you?
Cops is filmed on location as it happens. All suspects are considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Like as you saw from that clip, it was a stupid thing, and it was this dumb joke we came up with, and we were kind of forcing it in. We liked it so much, we were kind of forcing it in. But it was one of those things I didn't want to be forcing in jokes anymore or things like that. I just wanted to be doing my own thing, and it was right that I would, because every time I would watch an anime now, I'd be like, this innovation's gone. I'm just not caring for it, and I'd sort of had different styles, and it was just one of those things where also with aniviews there was sort of that feeling that even though it was our channel, that kind of feeling of like if I have a really low period, I want to just worry about myself, and I'd rather do that on a channel which is okay at being inconsistent rather than one which every time it's inconsistent we worry about. So it was sort of better that I made a new name for myself and just started anew, because I think also some of the evolutions of how sort of I got to where I am now kind of would seem a bit gaps and stilted, and just wouldn't flow very smoothly in the channel if I suddenly went to Hell Plus, introduced that. If I suddenly started my sort of new run on aniviews with the top 5 child deaths in anime like I did with Hell Plus, it wouldn't flow as well.
Yeah. And I'm really glad that you found your new home now. I'm actually insanely jealous that you've got a bigger fan base now, a bigger viewership than I do. But then again, I think that segues like what a lot you said into my next question, which was WTF happened in 2014. And I said this in the update video earlier this year, that 2014 is a massive disappointing year for us. That was a year where we literally had no reviews. I think there was like 4. There was hardly anything. That was the point, like Miniman said, that was the point where he was doing Hell Plus. And again, it was really much about life. I was in, I think, second year of uni, and he's obviously at uni as well, so time was
I started uni.
And the same thing for me as well. Like, I kind of got out of anime. Like, I didn't watch anything in 2014 barely, and I kind of just didn't want to anymore. I kind of lost love. I did the Tenchi Muyo Forever because I thought, it's Valentine's Day, I'll watch something really nice, and I watched that.
Yeah.
I did watch Batamote off the chance because I heard it's really interesting, so I thought, yeah, I'll review it. But it didn't really reignite the flame to review again. Then I did what was it now? Amnesia, Dustman of Amnesia, and I just did that because of watching that, and I think that was the only reviews I did that year. And that was it. Like, we were too busy with everything else that I didn't really feel any incentive anymore. And the problem with that is, by not uploading or doing anything that year, there's a lot of lost love now. Like, if you look at the viewership now, it's so much more lower than it ever was, and
it went down. It definitely went down. But I think it's sort of I think it sort of insatiates that desire of because we're back and because we rebooted, it's sort of starting afresh again and building it back up. Like, I think it's kind of it's a grind that's worth it, and I think it's also a thing of. It's kind of at least I see it as a kind of thing. It's nice to see that the subscribers you've got now are the ones who are watching the content now, rather than just being guys who are hoping that Leon and Liza will come back. We very much made our statements that that's not happening anymore, and I think it's important that people get that and people go, you know what, Aniview Reviews, it is 2 different channels now. It's the original and it's the new one, but unlike New Coke, it actually tastes alright.
And it was a big worry for me because, like, I was looking at the new viewership. I'm like, why is it not as good as it used to be? And I'm like, well, I looked back and I was like, oh, maybe because we were doing stuff that was just coming out. And I was like, well, we did like 50. I did a say I love you, and I did 5 centimeters per second, and you did some older reviews.
Rain, I did stuff like Rain
Yeah.
and things like that.
And that was still popular. I'm thinking, why are we getting that sort of viewership?
I think there was just a wish that we were temping. I think we always kind of had that feeling that we were temping and that people wanted to see if what was going on, and you know, it's one of those things where it's like with Hell Plus, you know, I'd start back from zero, but that was kind of the refreshing thing about it. And I mean, in terms of like how the community and like how a lot of the review stuff are seeing aniviews right now, like now that you've taken over it, they're very positive about it. I think people have got a nice buzz about it.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. I think that's gonna kind of matter. And I think, you know, we always said we never really did it for subscribers, otherwise we'd sort of sell out even more than
I
tend.
hope that anyone listening isn't like, oh, you know, this guy's just doing it for the views. No, I'm not. I honestly, I'm not. But you know, when you've got like an 800 and some odd like sort of subscriber base, and you're not even hitting 100, you kind of feel like you're not bringing out good content. You know, it kind of
But
it's a little bit depressing. I'm not.
It
trying
is.
to be,
It
but
is.
it's just
Oh no, it
content.
is. Like I have like 800 subscribers, and I'm currently for some reason on like some of it is only hitting like 190, 200 views, and that's always really annoying. It's just one of those things that you have to sort of accept it, that that's kind of the least of these things, and it can be very up and down
Yeah,
depending.
no. But
Like some are gonna hit off, some are gonna hit off less.
But I'll say to anyone out there who is looking to do sort of videos, just do it for the fun of it. I mean, when I did my Retro Island 93 stuff and even stuff now on aniviews, I'm doing it for fun, you know? I'm never forcing myself to do it. I mean, like,
Yeah.
right now for aniview reviews, I have literally got 5 audio recordings, 3 of which are already cleaned up and ready to be edited. That means I've got reviews coming. It's not like I'm not bothering. I've put a lot of effort into this now.
Yeah.
Because I like doing it again. It's just been really fun redoing all this stuff again.
Yeah, and like, you know, some people like you want to keep consistent schedules, you feel that's what you want to do, and some people like me will sort of wait until we're inspired by something or whatever, because it's people have different styles, and I think that's another thing probably why I left aniviews. I think it's one of those things that because it was aniviews, I very much had a desire of, you know, gotta get a video out every week, gotta do a podcast every week, gotta do that. And you know, now I have Help Plus, I've learned that's not my style. My style is to
Just do
wait
it
for
whenever,
something.
yeah.
Wait for something either good or something really like pointless.
Yeah, that's true. Give us a second. What's up? USB? What USB?
A second.
PS3? I don't know what the USB is on the PS3. Oh, hurry up and get it, because it's just trying to record something. Damn you, I now have to edit more because of you.
Keep that in the podcast. It's exciting.
No, good.
The best part. Everyone's favorite bit. They're going to be like in the comments. Hey, I love the bit where
My brother just came into the room.
where Aaron left.
I'm just trying to think what I can segue into. I think we're coming close to the end of like our time at aniviews. I think
He doesn't mean that we're leaving aniviews. He means the podcast section.
Yeah, the podcast section in which we're talking about our time at aniviews.
Yeah. He's staying at aniviews.
Yeah, I think Rob's got a few questions for me about the whole new style and stuff like that.
Do I? Oh God.
I'm making him ask me questions because I don't want to answer myself because it kind of be, you know what I mean, like letting people.
Yeah. You send me the script. This is all scripted. No.
But before
Insert.
before
Wait for audience laughter. What does that mean?
Before I go on to sort of you asking me questions in which you can like sort of rebut as well some stuff.
Yeah.
What's your favorite reviews that we've done? Like, is there any sort of ones that you liked? When I say that, I'm essentially bigging myself up because
You're basically just like, hey,
which one did
hey,
I
do you
do?
like my review? Do you like my reviews?
Yeah.
Like, as much as I should hate top fives, it's the Valentine's one. It's fucking hilarious. Like one of the reasons I only did a Valentine's bit because basically recently I've had a very bad bout of depression, as some of my subscribers know. So now I'm antidepressants and that's all them. But I had a very heavy time with depression recently, and it was going over Valentine's Day, and I saw that special on the 23rd, and I immediately had to do one to rival it. I was so angry that you'd done a decent Valentine's special, because I was like, no, I gotta come out of stupid mini retirement and do a Valentine's special, otherwise I'm gonna look bad compared to Harren. We've always been very competitive.
Oh, God. I love the fact. I'm sorry. I love the fact in that top 5, it's like me being sort of like really sort of like poetic, like, oh yes, look at these two beautiful, and then I just rant about a certain scene. I just think it's so funny to go from like.
I think by
poetic.
accident I kind of did the same thing because it started off as a very like concerned debate about that comment, and then just became a massive "go fuck yourself" fest.
I kind of like the fact that you're very cynical about Valentine's Day. I was sort of semi-cynical. I was like saying to everyone, "Hey, have a nice day" and stuff like that, and then you're like, "Go fuck yourself."
I can't even remember what I called I always have a different name for Valentine's Day on all of my videos. Every Valentine's special has like a really overly long name for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Like, oh god, I think like the first one was like that day when like you basically try and pretend you still have a relationship by like giving corpses of once vibrant and beautiful flowers day or something like that. Like, there's always something cynical and stupid to it, which is funnily quite reflected in your video, ironically. They're like, what's Rob doing? Oh, he's just moping again. So he's just doing that again.
Yeah, I couldn't help. I'm sorry.
Funny enough, I think I first wrote the video that you used. I think I first wrote Digital Distances on a Valentine's Day. I think I was writing it while I was doing while I was doing my first Help Plus special. So that's quite a nice little link there.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, just that music and stuff.
It was.
To
I
be
love
fair,
that song.
like,
Baby,
even-
please don't go
and then the Forever Alone
away.
face came up. And to be
Oh.
fair, like I did diss myself, you know. I mean, I implied.
I'm
that
not gonna.
was reading
I
jokes.
enjoy the dissing. I enjoy the constant dissing because it's one of those things that everyone on my show, everyone's just like, you always make fun of everyone else. Why do you just take it yourself? And I'm just like, no one ever bothers to. Like, if Misty Connected does like a massive video damning me, balance has been restored, you know.
So
But like, like everyone's just like, yeah, what if they got you? And it's like, they never tend to. It's really weird that everyone's always just like, yeah, but one day, that YouTube channel guy you insulted, he's gonna like insult you back, and they never do. I'm just like, and I'm just like, it's just like it's nice to actually have the retaliation I should be getting, and it's funny and it's hilarious, and you always know how to do it well, which I appreciate.
I did it 3 times now. I did it in the channel trailer, which I don't think you've seen, because it's only for like people who aren't subscribed. I did it in that. I did it in
I'm checking out the channel trailer now.
Yeah, I did it in the I can't understand my husband one.
I saw that one. Yeah, that was really funny.
And then in the Valentine's Day special one, which to be fair, I did insult myself by.
What was the one where you were just like, that guy's a massive dick? What was the interview was like? This guy's a dick.
Oh, Wolf Girl and the Black Prince.
That one was funny. That one was really funny.
I think I don't like shoujos. I just don't like the fact that they do that. It's just, oh god.
Hmm.
I kind of inspired. I thought I'll get more hate for that because like oh, I don't know what it was. But are there any other favorites you got like after you've seen the trailer? Like besides the any others?
Oh wait, there we go. Anvil channel trailer thing. Oh my god. Just stall while I'm listening to this.
Okay, so whilst he's listening to that, my favourites, again, I actually really like my top 5 one. That's my first editorial, and I just thought, wow, this is really funny. I think, what are the ones? The Akuna Hana one is, without a doubt, the best one aniviews has ever done. And I still to this day think that we have the best review of Akuna Hana out there. I mean,
easily.
If you type in Akuna Hana review on YouTube, like I was like the 3rd one on top, so you can tell like it's a really big thing. Like
in terms of just like full kind of standard reviews that actually call themselves reviews.
Yeah.
Like not ones that are like should you watch or that kind of thing. Just a Akuna Hana review. I think we've always been very proud of it because, like we said, it's one of those ones where reviews are inherently opinions, and it's one of those reviews which is kind of very honest, and it kind of gets that it is not a good structural review, but it makes a point that like 2 guys were this affected by it.
Yeah,
and that's the point. It's trying to point out that people can actually be that affected by something.
It's still a massive shame that there's never going to be a season 2. Maybe in the future there will, but it's just a heartache the fact that we're never going to see more of that world again.
It's a shame. It's a shame, and it annoyed me that I had to read the manga to get it over with kind of thing. It was like I missed it so much that I had to read the manga, and it was a great read. But every time I was like, this is great plot.
Did you see it all
Wish
yet?
it was in style. Pun?
Did you see it all yet? The channel?
Yeah, yeah, it is funny.
The little video, the little whiteboard thing, insult Rob like.
Just
And the fact that you stole the budget apparently for Helpless. Did you see that?
I did steal the budget.
I thought that was really funny, but yeah, that one is my favorite. Any other favorites? I think they're my main favorites. Like
This one, I like this one. This one's a good one.
Which one?
Make sure to give it a like and subscribe.
I think that's the only ones that I really like. I mean, I do like my reviews, but I have rewatched some of my older ones, and I'm like, oh god, I said some really stupid things in some of my reviews. Like, am I saying I love your review? I don't know why I made the main character like a jock. Like, I referred to him like he's not like a jock. I don't know why I was thinking like fucking High School Musical or like Geek Charming or something. I don't know why I sort of, because Japanese high schools aren't like that. I don't know
Yeah.
why I said like he's not like a jock or anything like that. I don't know why I said that. I think that's really stupid. That makes me cringe every time I think, why did I say that? I think if I ever went back, there are some reviews I would definitely improve on. I think the voiceover distance star, 5 centimeters per second, I would have changed a bit. But overall, I do enjoy my older reviews. I think, again, you can really see the progression from sort of like this sort of like shyness to sort of way more confidence. Like if you watch my Watamote review, actually that one as well, actually one of my favorites, Watamote one.
Yeah.
The part where I shout symbolic, and I'm just like, oh my god, why did I do that? Because it just hurts my ears.
Oh my god, I just forgot how good the thumbnail for the Akinohana series finale commentary one is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can we get that full screen? That thumbnail, that's beautiful.
It's there. If you got the original file, please send it to me. But take a screenshot.
I think that picture appears in a video. Like, well, it appear halfway through because I think it's an automatic thumbnail. But
Alright.
screenshot that.
So yeah, that's all we have to say about the older stuff. Like obviously the reboot thing of like when we were in charge. So I'll give it to Rob now to ask me a few questions about the newer stuff. Like say for example.
What you like about my stuff, Aaron? You gonna do that to you? Do that to me, bitch.
No, I do like his stuff. I think it's really funny.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what to call it. It's not reviews. It's just randomness. Just a pile of randomness.
There was one review once. I did one. I did two. I've done two reviews. It was
in which you called Sword Art Online essential ripoff of Spy Kids 3.
No, that wasn't a review. That was a thoughts on. The two reviews I've done are Patma Inverted and Madoka 3 Rebellion.
Oh yeah, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Madoka 3 Rebellion still angers a lot of people, that video. People really get angry about it.
Yeah, like Rob's stuff, like I do say, go watch his stuff. It's really, I don't know what to call it. It's just
pointless. It's just all pointless.
Yeah,
it's all shit, really. It's no one fucking knows what's happening.
It's just something. It's incredibly loosely anime based, and even incredibly loosely video game based as well. It's just something essentially. It's just funny to watch. It's the sort of like again typical Britishness. You know what I mean? Like the whole sort of like satirical and condescending tones in it. So I just feel a lot like that. very Charlie Brookerish. I do say go watch Helpless and stuff. So there, are you happy now?
Go watch aniviews. You already have, but do it anyway. Go watch Aniview by Dave, which is like the first thing you get when you search for aniviews these days.
Screw you, Dave.
No, fuck you, Dave. Like we were here first, and we know we've seen how long your channel's been up. Aniview Reviews 2 has been older than your channel, and there was an Aniviews Reviews 1 before this. Screw you, Dave. We are the ones who made the unimaginative puns first. Well, technically, Leon and Liza were, so blame them for the unimagination. But they're Canadian. What are they going to do about it? You know, it's not their fault.
I'm going to keep them. This is like Anycast, and then the editorials are Anitorials.
What's great is that everyone is just like, ugh. But technically, Aniview Reviews did get there first. It was. People forget how early Aniview Reviews was. The original Aniview Reviews. It was.
Yeah, I mean, like.
It was in the ONV Mr. Anime era.
Yeah, I mean, like the thing though, like there's a guy who recently commented on the top 5 awkward thing. There was a guy who just came back into it. It's like, hey, where are these lot gone? I'm like, oh, they pissed off ages ago. And then and he's like, oh, I remember when they reviewed Eden of Thieves. I'm like, they reviewed it. I wonder what they said. Well, we can't see it anymore because it's not there anymore, which is unfortunate. I would love to have seen what they have said. I'm going to assume they must have praised it because it was back then when it was sort of really big. Is there anything else we can say? I can say one. Probably last thing before we can get on to you asking me questions. I would say that the thing about anime reviewing, it's really hard to do because unless you're up to date with stuff, no one's gonna care. Unless it's like a really popular show. Like I've noticed, like when we did anime reviews.
Well, Demolition D kind of gets away with it, but I think
Yeah,
he does a lot of stuff. He does stuff about Drakengard.
Yeah.
He very much plays to the crowd sometimes.
Again, I think like a lot of things like.
I don't mean in a bad way, Demo. I know
Yeah.
you're not listening to this, but I mean it in a good way, in that you kind of give a shit.
Yeah, I mean the thing is like with anime reviewing, like unless you sort of stay current, like it just ended and you're reviewing it, then people are gonna care. Unless it's someone that's got a big fan base where people still like it, like say for example with our reviews, like the 5 centimeters per second one, Say I Love You, they were still really popular animes, even today actually still.
Well, I find very interesting is that I think the most viewed review I ever did on aniviews was Rin.
Yeah, it's still.
It's a review I like. I very much enjoyed doing that review. Still is, but that wasn't new. That was on DVD. I got that on DVD in England, so it'd been at least like a year, 2 years. So I'm still really confused why. And I think the only reason why that actually became popular is because there was a guy called Bionic Slime, and he was like terrible, and I was just like, it's the best B movie ever, and I was like saying it's very much like kind of a B movie, and really loving it for that.
I think also.
And
go on, I'll let you finish. Sorry.
but I think it's quite interesting that half of the reasons that like that was the first thing where I learned that people will just go with what they agree with rather than like how it reviews, because like the whole Bionic Slime thing, they're just like, yeah, he's better than Bionic Slime because she likes us. Just like I'm just like, I don't think that makes me automatically better than him.
I think also the thing with anime reviewing is that most people, and I'm not dissing anyone, they do a lot of quote unquote reviews of episodes, and I honestly
hate episodic reviews so much.
You do them with bloody Goat Jesus. Don't
No,
you?
we don't. No.
I think it's a reaction or something like that. Isn't it?
No. We did a 3-part reaction sort online just because there was so much thing behind it, but we were trying to deflect. There was another series. I don't know who did it, but another series Sword Art Online episodic reactions, and they were very much a just against Sword Art Online thing, just bashing it.
Yeah.
So even though we're not fans of it, we didn't think it deserved that. So we made basically for 3 episodes, we did a rival series where we made fun of it, but we tried to be more friendly and more anyone can get into it, enjoy it, and even if you like the show, not worry about it too much. And that was kind of our motivation behind doing that. And it was, yeah.
Oh, I'll let you finish quickly.
Well, that and there was a lot of editing put into those reactions. That was not an easy one to do. It was 4 people with lines and scripts and all sorts.
I think that's one thing aniviews may never do is the whole anime sort of reaction or episodic review, because I don't believe in them. I think that you can never really judge anything until it's completely finished.
You need to.
Yeah, that's why you're not going to see a lot of 2015 anime isn't going to get reviewed because it's still going. Like I can't review Assassination Classroom. I can't review Parasite. I can't review them until they finish. So again, that's why a lot of stuff now is going to be 2014 anime, and then hopefully later in the year 2015 anime is going to be reviewed. So it might
It's
be a
that
while,
classic.
but it's going to happen.
It's that classic thing. If you don't want to feel like you're reviewing something unfinished, you want the Gesamtkunstwerk. You want the total work of art.
Yeah, because again, like some stuff might not work, but the overall thing could just be perfect.
I like how like 2 art students are like, oh, he said Gesamtkunstwerk. But I think it's one of those things. It's like reviewing early access games. I just feel wrong. Right.
It's more like that's why I think we joked in the past that we wanted to do a sort of a Mystery Science 3000 type of thing where we're just riffing on stuff, because in the past, me and Robert, we watched stuff together in private. That sounds wrong, but
yeah. Well, it was Phantom and kind of Hannah and things like that. Like it was shows we kind of loved, and
then I showed him like an episode of Say I Love You where the guy literally did something so stupid, like he was just.
Oh, that was so funny.
That was so funny. Stupid. I mean, come on, man. Seriously.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna say what happened, but.
Oh, and then we just watched like a bit in Eureka 7 where he was just getting cock blocked consistently, and we're just having. We kind of like to pass along stupid things that we just watch that kind of make us smile and how weird it is.
Yeah, maybe in the future we will eventually do that whole sort of Mystery Science Theater 3000 sort of inspired thing. You know, maybe again that might be in the future. We might do it with a movie probably. We might not upload the entire movie with our little, you know, sort of like silhouettes, whatever. But you know, maybe if we could, actually, maybe you can because a lot of people do actually upload anime movies entirely to YouTube. Which might be great.
It's one of those things that would have to find a way to get away with it, and even then, it would be getting away as opposed to actually doing it. Right. It may have to be like the one that me, Michael, and Alex did, where it was just audio and people can chime in at the same time. But
The problem is that
using
people
using DVDs, aka secret Netflix.
people really hate that though. Again, like I guess so many dislikes, and I don't know why. I mean, like
You say no. It will depend on who it is. Like with the whole with the ones I did with Michael and things like that, they were very successful. Actually, they really liked it.
So yeah, I guess I should give it to you now to start asking me questions about the new style.
You do that like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, we again, you know, when we are together, we go on tangents quite a lot. So
our conversations never go anywhere. It's just kind of all over the place. That's the fun part of it.
that's me.
But that was always the case of the weekly reviews. Though I like when we were doing weekly reviews, we never knew what was going to be said ever.
But yeah, like I always try to keep it consistent. So again, any questions for me to ask? Obviously, the first one probably why did I do it or something. So
Are you going to review the Mario All Stars pack?
what?
That's a completionist joke. I don't know, I guess what prompted the change, like why did it suddenly go? I mean, it was pleasant, but it was very drastic. Like even you told me you were rebooting it, and even I wasn't expecting the level
Yeah.
in which it was rebooted. I'm very glad it was the level because it's so much better than it was. It's short, it's funny, it's well done, but like it was very unexpected because it seems very much the opposite of what aniviews has been used to. Aniviews has always been because aniviews has always been the one that actually kind of prided itself. Like the Lives are very much prided itself of having their reviews being very long and sort of matey. It was always about kind of two guys discussing a show and having fun, and their least successful reviews were always the ones that were just one of them because it would go on for too long. But when they have two people, it would always have some nice back and forth to it, and it always seemed very honest. And I'm not saying that interviewers don't seem honest; they still seem very honest. But it's kind of that case of, there's a lot of editing in it. There's a lot of that. Like it was, and it still remains atypical. There is still something that I think the thing that aniviews always has is that it's always had something that's trying to define it as different. So originally, our defining as different is that we were very much focusing on each review is kind of a podcasty thing, and it's a very long discussion, and it's longer than your average review because that's the sort of market we used to try and appeal to. So I mean, and now it's short, it's snappy, it's funny, and it gets its kind of instead of being that it's stick is that it's this long thing, it's stick that is it's very much kind of your little weird tangents and things that happen to make little stuff happen, and it doesn't ever seem particularly ranty. It just seems like it's quite well rehearsed a lot of the time. It's like, how do you think, like what sort of prompted almost taking away that thing that defined aniviews, but still trying to keep aniviews in it? Because it's very interesting that it does still feel like aniviews. Maybe it's just because it's called aniviews. I don't fucking know.
I haven't started the answer yet. And he's like talked for like 5 minutes. I was like, I just feel really funny. Like that's one question.
It's just one, but like it's really hard to explain. You need detail.
Okay,
You need to flesh out the point.
I'm gonna start off. Surprisingly, what made me sort of want to reboot it is actually the anime franchise, which got me back into anime. You might have noticed that the sort of reboot came
It
after
was Sword Art Online.
It was after AI Tenchimuyo. Now, a little bit backstory for me. Tenchimuyo is one of my all-time favorite animes.
Fucking love that show.
It is.
Ever since I first met him, it was just like, have you seen it? I was just like, no.
It's one of my closest and dearest anime franchise. I love it to death. It was what prompted me to explore anime and to unfortunately find all of the bad stuff along with it. But after I did that review, and that review to me has a lot of meaning to me because by the end there's a very I don't want to say beautiful, but there's a really sort of I can hope people can kind of feel the love that I have for that franchise. Like I was just praising and thanking AIC, and I had that sort of really crappy AMV tribute thing, which I know is crap compared to other people's, but to me that little tribute I did means the world to me. I just tried to bring out to show my love for that. Like this is the anime that got
Yeah.
me into it. I love this thing, and honestly, sometimes when I watch that, I can't help but get a little bit teary because it does mean that much to me. Because it's been like 20 years, wow. And that after doing that review, I was like,
You were one.
yeah, I was like, after I did that review, I was like, you know what? I miss doing this. It's been a whole year since I've done this, and again, at the same time, which is really weird. After watching AI Tenchimura, I was like, you know what? It's been a while since I watched anime. At the same time, you know what's been a while since I reviewed? Combine the two, like just bring it back because I used to love anime and I kind of lost that love, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Tenchi brought it back, so I thank I thank you AIC for bringing back Tenchi because it brought me back.
If I can have gets to season 2, that'll be the same for me. So like, dream on.
Yeah, but I did the update video saying that I sort of sat down for a bit and saying, look, I need to change this up now. What should I do? And I thought, you know what? I'm by myself now. There's no one else with me. Screw it. Let's just change it up. Let's just do something different because I was kind of sick of the whole audio review thing, and I was barely editing the audio properly. Like there's so many and like you know what I mean. And I was like, you know what? Let's change it up. And I originally thought it was gonna be like a gradual thing, so I thought let's get a character in. So I got some commissions. I actually spent money on this, by the way. That's how much.
Yeah, you did.
I spent like $80 or something, which is like 50 quid or something. I got a lovely young lady who I always put in the credits as the art person. I think I didn't do it for the last 2 videos. I apologize. I'll make sure.
You bastard!
I paid for them. They're mine, so I don't have to put them in there, but I do it, for care.
Yeah.
She's lovely.
We scared because we.
I'm going to get her to make one for you for your birthday, so you might like it.
Hey.
But yeah, I got commissioned for anime character because I thought, you know what, I want to change something. I'll make it quick, short, snappy. That way I can just bring out more reviews than ever. And then I got that made, and I was like, you know what? How should I do this style? And there's one YouTuber out there. He's called Mr. Sunday Movies, and I love his style. And I was thought, you know what? I want to kind of do something a little bit like him, but still retaining the essence of aniview, the whole audio style of it. You know what I mean? Because it's still, again, the newer reviews are still audio. There's no video to it, barely. It's all about the audio with sort of little funny sort of images just pop up on the screen to sort of help to enhance the jokes. So I was like, let's properly sit down, write up a script with a few little jokes added in, but still keeping the sort of analytical style, and also adding a little bit of the flair to the jokes to it. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. Got a little character on the side. Again, I was kind of hoping for like a proper anime character, not a chibi character, but it kind of works still, I guess, with different expressions to make it a bit more interactive, I guess, not just still images. You can kind of see as the anime, if I get angry, you can see that the character gets angry. If he's interested or like thinking about something, he sort of like, does sort of like a thinking pause. Makes it a little more interactive, more visually interesting, to get away from the whole sort of just like a still image. And I was like, I want to add a bit of comedy to this. I kind of like doing a little bit of jokes here and there. And I always find it ridiculously easy to rip on anime. I mean, anime has so many problems because, again, it's kind of like a cultural difference. So I can just rip into anime so much easily. So I was like, you know what? Let's just get into this. And again, it was kind of weird. Like you were saying, it was such a drastic change. Like after that update video, again, if you watch that video, it says that it'll be a gradual change. It wasn't. It was literally just here. It was right there.
Very sudden.
Yeah, because again, I got my character back straight away. I thought it'd be a while, so I thought, no, let's go for it, let's try it. And yeah, I decided to go with it. Change up a little bit, and you can kind of see like it's getting better and better. It's still got a long way to go, I think. But again, bringing those sort of editorials to make it a bit more different and stuff like adding all these sort of new elements to it, can kind of breathe new life into the channel. I think again, it was at that point where I was like, I need to. Because I kind of finally embraced that aniview reviews kind of belongs to me now. I don't think Leon Liesel will ever want to return. I don't think you can find them anywhere on the internet anymore. They kind of
I can't remember. They went to like some sort of website, but I haven't heard of it since.
It's gone as well. I think that place.
Is it gone?
Yeah, I checked.
Oh.
So they're not.
It's because they never did. It's because they never reviewed Van Painter. If they did that, they would have got loads of views.
And I was like, you know what? It belongs to me now. Let me just do it my way, just have a bit of fun. So I decided, screw it, little character, funny little things, funny little rants, make it quick, short, snappy, and people can just enjoy it really quickly. That was the first question. Any other questions?
I've used up all my questions in the first one. It's very. It was a question of complex political intrigue.
Yeah, that was the main thing. It's just like.
Why haven't you reviewed Ava? Says Mike, probably.
Evangelion. Maybe one day I might review that. That'd be
Oh.
interesting. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that. Again, I kind of want to do a lot of interesting stuff. Like again, I want to do themed months, so like a whole month dedicated to a certain thing, like say, harems or horror or Studio Ghibli, that sort of stuff. I want to definitely do that later this year, sort of like June, July-ish. I don't know which of my first one's gonna be, but it'd be kind of interesting to see how it goes. And I want to do editorials. Like I still love the top 5 awkward anime couple moments, which is just so funny because I was finally able to rip on Future Diary's really awkward scene.
Yeah, that was.
I like, did you see
We-
it coming? You must have saw it coming.
I saw it coming because it was literally from. It was pulled right out of. Was it our last episode of Akina Hana Reactions?
Yeah, it was.
It was at the very end of that. There is a joke in which I say, if someone told me just like a baby, that would be my erection just gone,
Yeah.
just forever. It would never come back. And it was literally. And when I was doing that bit, I was like, you literally went back, listened to that podcast, and just copied it. Like it's exactly the same, and it's hilarious.
That was really fun. I want to do more editorials actually in the future. Like I'm thinking about doing a whole sort of dub versus sub thing. And I got this one which makes Robert cringe. That Dragon Ball Z copied Rocky.
Oh, that was really fun. I remember that. That was hilarious.
Kind of works well, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
Again, like these editorials aren't supposed to be serious. They're supposed to be completely stupid.
No, exactly.
So like that's the whole thing of it. And some might be a bit intelligent. One that I really want to do actually is anime just an advertisement for the manga, and that's something we sort of talked about in private. We're not gonna talk about it here right now, but that's something I want.
It's a long conversation and it's an interesting
that's
discussion.
But yeah, like hopefully in the future, like again, I want to do the interview stuff. I think the main problem right now is that I am completely isolated from the community. Like I'm very bad with social media. Like Robert here, he's got way more popular friends than compared to me. Like he spends more time with them than he does with me now. So, like, I know it's really upsetting. I'm all alone. Like he knows a lot of people who are extremely popular. Even himself is far more popular than I'm ever gonna be now.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. You're building. You're building.
I kind of want to branch out and get a little bit of help here and there. Say, hey, can you help me sort of advertise this? Or I don't want to feel like I'm gonna go out there and say, you know what I mean? Like I kind of want to get the word out a bit more. Like I want to ask people like say, hey, can you kind of help me advertise this a little bit? Or like, I want to do interviews again. I don't know if people are gonna give me the time of day or anything like that.
God, I remember the interviews. That was early days. That was like the first things we started doing, wasn't it?
Yeah. But is there anything else you want to ask me or about the new style or anything like that?
Why haven't we had any like decent MGS references? What's up with that? Love for MGS. I've actually I found out that PS3s could play PS1 games today, so I went to a store and bought. They can now play PS1 games.
Which version? Is it the older ones or the Slims?
All of them. I literally checked online. They're all just playing PS1 games now.
Wait, when was it? Wait, again, off topic, but I remember in a university, like they had a Slim, they were playing PS1 games, and I'm like, they hacked it or something? Like, is that an actual thing? I'm gonna try it after this podcast.
Yeah, it's an actual thing. No, because I heard it was an actual thing. So I literally grabbed a copy of MGS1 because I've always wanted to like properly play through it. Went to the store in which I work and just was like, "Can I test your PS3s?" And literally just was testing PS3s with MGS1 and it worked, and I was freaking out.
Shit, I'm gonna try that after this podcast. But yeah,
like I've been having literally all of today has been replaced by Liquid.
Any other questions or?
Are you gonna do anything on? Actually, I can't think of it. I don't really have any requests.
Let's think of one question, then like I'll probably just talk about a little bit more myself, improv. But like I'd like to have a question to sort of work off. I'll give you 5 seconds.
5 seconds per centimeter. I don't know. I already know ask you questions. I already know shit.
It's for the viewers.
Let them ask questions.
This isn't live. This isn't like on Google Hangout or something.
We can imagine it is.
The imaginary track.
I hate Harren 69 says. I don't know why? Question mark. Fucking no.
Um.
When will you stop doing Sakura Spirit?
Oh, I'm stopping it now.
Yeah, oh, thank fucking Christ.
I don't know why I bought that game. Holy shit! I might do another. Actually, no. I might get rid of the whole visual
Honey
novel
Pop.
thing. I might get rid of the whole visual novel thing. Actually,
Probably should. You don't.
it doesn't work
It,
really.
you don't. We don't want to become Misty Cronexia.
Yeah, I kind of. I don't on purpose though, because I wanted to play it. Just see. I might just leave
Oh
it.
no, I saw it was more you just sort of having a go and that kind of thing. But I think
Yeah,
it was.
I might just completely drop the whole VM playthrough thing. Like, I've got a few that I unfortunately bought. Maybe I might do and maybe not. Like, I've got Hachiko Boyfriend and some other stuff. I don't know if I should bother really. Got that God Nippon.
There's no point. There are people who have already beaten us to it and done
Yeah,
better ones.
yeah. So I think I might just completely leave that out. I just think that the views are just not there. No one's really bothering. So I was like, I get this. It's not point.
It's not even that the views aren't there. It's just not amazing content really. It doesn't have to it.
Vision novels, they're a bit more boring to play.
Well, they kind of have to present themselves. The problem with the vision novel playthrough is there's no dynamic gameplay, so that it's kind of
it's just
like what you're going to do really. It's sort of just commenting on.
So that's kind
story.
of going now. So that's all gone. Maybe in the future
Right.
I'll just do one off the bat just for lols or something, but
No.
just like one part, not like an actual.
Phantom of Inferno is great. we tried to do that once, but it kept crashing. It was really annoying.
I think that's all questions that he's got to ask about it.
Oh, actually, there's one more question.
Oh, surprising.
Have you accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior?
I'm not Christian. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that the people are liking the new style. Hopefully we can build up a new user base. Again, most of those animes we're going to be reviewing are from 2014 because obviously nothing's out yet for 2015. Yeah. And I've watched like 5. Again, I've got 5 anime reviews, completely audio. The audio is all finished with 5 anime reviews. I've got Brahilda in the Darkness. I've got Nana's Buried Treasure, which will have a really funny Crystal Maze joke in there.
Oh, I love Crystal Maze. You're
You're gonna love that. It's gonna be good. I got that.
I'm going to enjoy that because you know I love the Crystal Maze. Did we just once have like a 2-hour discussion about like why the Crystal Maze was just the best, and then how like I'm pretty sure we once had a like 2-hour long legitimate discussion about how the Crystal Maze had like inspired Jungle Run and like the similarities between them.
But yeah, so there's Brahilda in the Darkness, Nana's Buried Treasure. There's also Invasion of the something. Again, I'm really bad with Japanese names. Basically, the one where they want that fucking apartment. Again, that's got a few good jokes in there. I think there's another one. I'm not really sure, but yeah, essentially you've got 4 anime reviews done audio-wise. Just clean. It's just 2 need clean up, and then obviously into Audacity. After Effects, and then edited. One that will come out very soon is Eden of the East.
Oh god.
Which will be recording right after this podcast, which will be very.
Yeah, we are. Although that's going to be kind of cool because that's going to be old style.
Yeah, old style.
That's bringing back the Akinohana review style.
I'm going to try to make it as short as possible because the new
That's
style
not
stuff. But yeah, we got reviews ready. I mean, again, I'm kind of not watching any new stuff yet because I kind of like to watch them in sort of big chunks, and I'll be reviewing some movies soon. I want to do there's this one that just came out. I don't know if it's subbed yet. It's called Hannah and is it Hannah and something else or something? It's kind of based off something else. Hannah and Alice or something. I don't know. I think it's that. That looks interesting to me. I want to do an anime guide for the spring season because there actually is quite a few spring stuff I want to watch. The Yuki Nagato thing I want to watch.
Yeah, interesting. It does look interesting. We did a disappearance review back in the day, didn't we?
Yeah, I did that. Not this thing, but like, what else is there? There's did you know there's an OVA for Listen to Me Girls, I'm Your Father?
Really?
There is gonna be an OVA. I'm like, really?
That was a while ago. That was.
I reviewed that. I'm like, you know what? I'll do the OVA reviews actually as well.
Yeah, I might as well. You know.
Yeah, in the new style.
Finish off where I started.
Yeah. There are a number of stuff I'm gonna watch. Obviously older anime movies. Again, we're gonna get a nice sort of a mishmash of kind of newish stuff, new stuff, and load of old stuff. So content is gonna come. Don't worry. Again, I've said it's all reviewed. The thing is, though, there's an unwritten rule with us for some reason where if we say we're gonna do something, we don't do it. Like if you watch.
Oh, it's like how on my channel, if you noticed, on my channel there's always a joke in which I've never reached an episode 2 of something. Like episode 1, like there's the And they always have like next episode teasers as well. So like there's like Becoming Stitchko episode 1. There's the Adventures of Drunk Pirates episode 1 on Chivalry and all that sort of thing. And I never have made an episode 2 and never plan on making. I've just deleted all the content that could make an episode 2 consistently because I think it's funny if I just disappoint people. The only thing I've ever made a sequel to was Gangster 2, and that was because there were 6 other people who were with me doing it. Like just like if you don't write a joke, we will murder your family.
But before we finish off, I just want to say a sort of a massive wholehearted thank you to the people who were watching with Leon Liesel, who stuck with the reboot with me and Miniman, and to anyone out there who is sticking with me with this new journey that we're taking together. I absolutely thank you. I know
This
that
new journey that we're taking to get, is that really what we're going with?
I don't fucking know.
We actually reaching the point of sentimentality where we're starting to sound like it's a really shitty movie.
Let me go with that. I'm trying to be really nice right now. But what I want to say is, I know that I'm not as popular as we're not as popular as we used to be. We're not even hitting 100 reviews. But you know what? If I can just make one person out there happy, have a laugh, or actually inform with my review, then I am content. I don't even care if I get like just one review, as long as someone has enjoyed my content. I am so happy because the world is just full of crap right now. It's everywhere you look. There's so much negativity and stuff like that, and I hate that. Unless if you're not,
I'm getting a whole Batman vibe to this. The world is just full of crap.
it is, but, like,
Negativity haunts the streets of Gotham.
people. People of different cultures, race, religion, whatever, always fighting off against each other, and it's just it can be too much for just one person to sort of handle. But if I can just make somebody.
So aniviews is going to stop World War III. Is that what we're saying right now?
Yes.
So basically, it's like if I can stop World War III, I can be happy.
Yeah.
That's what's going. Okay. So basically, everyone,
I know it's a bit too much.
send this channel to Obama, and it will and send it to Kim Jong Un, and it will prevent World War III.
Okay, that's a bit too much, but I hope you understand what I mean, okay? Because if you can just do something to make someone happy, then that's just enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We should all try to find that part in us where we can just make someone else happy. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to do with aniviews now, just to make a little bit make someone laugh now. You know what I mean? I think we need a bit of that positivity in our life. Miniman's depressed. I know. It's a bad place to be in, and I'm hoping that this little talk. Us two just makes him a little bit happy, you know what I mean? I always have a lot of fun when I'm talking with him.
Help makes him a little bit. Is that how we're doing this now? Yes, I am. I've made this lovely little anniversary podcast for charity for this
poor little man in
for this poor little man to remind him of the channel that he failed.
You didn't fail it. You did bring it back to life. You made it popular. It was my fault that it fucked up because I didn't do anything in 2014.
I don't know. I think I used a faulty defibrillator. It's like clear. Oh no, we were injecting him with slugs instead of medicine.
Nice reference, by the way.
Oh yeah, slugs. I forgot I was in the slugs.
Okay, I probably went a little bit too far, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, I just want to make.
Stop World War III, kids.
Yeah, let's stop World War III. Okay.
And can that be like the new banner on every reviews? Stopping World War III since 2015.
Okay, you're taking the mic now. I'm trying to be really nice to people.
Yeah. I'm not good at being nice to people. You know that.
That's true. But I hope you stick around for 2015 and beyond. Again, I'm gonna keep doing this till I get bored. Essentially, I won't get bored of it. I do enjoy the new style. Probably won't be weekly reviews now. I think it's better to do 2 weeklies because again, people might not see it in the subscriber feed or whatever. I've noticed that the viewership of like the top 5 has actually increased over 2 weeks. So it's like I might just do 2 weeks instead of 1 week now. But yeah, I thank you all for listening. Whoever is listening, even if it's just one person, thanks a lot for tuning in. It's been a fun 3 years actually. It's kind of weird to actually think that we've been doing podcasting and stuff for a very long time now. You don't really realize how much time passes. Really, it's kind of strange.
It's crazy.
It's really crazy. Thank you very much, Miniman, for 3 fun years of just doing this, and even the previous years we were doing our own sort of things together. It's been
you again.
It's been a great ride, and I always say, and I'm saying it right now, I always say it to you, you retain the right to just do any anime review you want on this channel. I'm gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
I'm gonna say this to you right now that because it happened to me with the AI Tension Mirror where it made me want to do anime reviews again. I bet you'll in the future, and say like a year or two from now or something, you'll watch some. You might review it and you might stick on aniviews and like, you know what, this is fun. I might just
Oh
do a
no,
few
I've
little
I've
things.
I've been thinking of like going back to a couple of things. Like I may go and do a Rin review again. I think my Rin review needs a re-review.
Yeah, like I
In
say,
a nice style, but
I say it, man. Just do one off or something. I say
it might happen. I'm not denying that it won't happen.
you've got the passwords to everything, so it's fine.
Yeah, I do. Who wants the password now? I was really tempted to say it right now, but probably should.
The password is
Sheep.
cheese.
Sheep cheese. That's the password. Or is it cheese sheep? You'll never know.
So thank you all for listening, and stay tuned for our Eden of the East review.